Yeah, he's settled in really well. He completely settled, and just like any other horse on the yard, really, just fits in really well, and is very calm and seems to be enjoying himself.
What have you been doing with him since he arrived?
We've had him just a week now. He's done a couple of just sort of gentle schooling sessions in school and been hacking out around the estate, and he's been as good as gold.
And I suppose for him having like a normal saddle on and all that sort of stuff is sort of so different. And what did he think when you took him into school and sort of he wasn't going to be going on the gallops?
Obviously, this is probably the first time he's ever actually gone out without a string of horses, so it's all been a big change for him. But he's been really, really good. And the first day riding him in the school, he looked around a bit and was probably never seen a mirror before, saw his reflection and little things like that, which is very different for him. But he's taking it all in his stride and he's learning very quickly, so it's really positive.
And when you took him out hacking, did he think he was going up the gallops?
No, luckily not. No, honestly, he has not put a foot wrong. As I say, it's completely different. He was, used to going up the same gallops every day with a big string of horses, which any horse would get excited about. So going for a gentle hack around, and we've got 800-acre estate, so he doesn't see a car or anything. Just went with one other horse, and he seems to be loving it. So that's all really good.
And how do you go about sort of start then introducing dressage and sort of getting some outline off him and some paces and things like that?
He's a very, very quick learner. He's probably done 3 or 4 schooling sessions now, and walk and trot he's very good. Obviously canter's a bit more difficult because he's just used to galloping, so at the moment canter's not really in his vocabulary, so that's probably going to be the biggest test. But he's already dropping his head and working over his back and starting to really let go and showing some nice paces, so it's all looking good at the moment.
Yeah, he's moving well?
Yeah, he is. And I mean, like the first day I sat on him, I obviously didn't really know what to expect, and he's a 12-year-old, he's had an amazing racing career, and you think he'd be maybe a little bit stiff or a bit tight or anything. He's not. He feels like a fresh 4-year-old, which is, all credit to Paul and his team for keeping him so well over the years. So, no, from my point of view, he's in really good shape.
Were you quite nervous the first time you got on him?
I was very. I think the week before, because I spoke to Paul the night he came, and he said for the first time in 8 years that he'd been at Ditchit, he bucked Clifford off and galloped back to the yard. So, I had all these warnings that he was going to be very fresh, and I was a little bit nervous, and it was quite surreal just thinking I actually sat on Kauto Star. But now he's just another one of the horses on the yard, and he's just a pleasure to ride.
And any sort of plans with him, or what's the next step?
It's all just keeping it very low key, and he's under no pressure. There's no time scale, so we just play it by ear and see how he goes.
Are you going to be jumping him at all?
I don't think so. The plan is for him to do a little bit of dressage, and we just see how he goes.
And sort of hopefully then maybe enter a local competition, what sort of in a month or two's time?
Yeah, as I said, there's no time scale. It's whenever he's ready. Everyone's main priority is the horse is happy and feeling well, and at the moment he's doing both of that, so yeah, we're happy.
And all set, you're going to be taking him to Kempton?
Yeah, he goes to Kempton on Boxing Day. He'll be parading before the King George, so that'll be really nice for everyone, all his followers, because he's got a lot of fans out there. And the horse, he knows the race course and he loves it quite clearly. He's won 5 King Georges, so yeah, he'll go there, and it'll be be nice to be involved in it all.
And then you'll probably have a whole week trying to get him to concentrate on dressage again.
Yeah, to be fair, when he came to me, he'd just been to Sandown, and he's set us back in straight away, so I'm sure he'll be fine.